love that. It's like we're on our holidays, this, isn't it? With everyone out there.
To say a few words about our lovely Eric Sykes.
Can I first of all say, thank you for moving that bloody Shara. But I'm still going to get a double yellow ticket down here, Eric. It's very difficult for me to say a few words about this man. A lot of you will know that I worship him. A few of you will know that I actually loved the bones of him. How can you not love a celebration? A hug. Eric was just a hug. Every time I saw him on the stage, I wanted to hug him. Every time I saw him on the telly, I wanted to hug him. Every time I came in here and he'd look up, and he wouldn't know it was me, but he'd sort of sense it was me because of the glasses. And he'd go, "Oh, Bill." And he was just a huge, huge, huge part of my life. We're unveiling this plaque today. But who are we unveiling it to? What was he? He wasn't someone who shot to stardom and became a superstar and then failed and then maybe came back again. It was Eric who was sort of always there. Over 70 years, 7 decades of Eric, of loving Eric, of the biggest television sitcom we've ever had. But again, he was never heralded, he was never trumpeted, but when he walked onto a stage, the love went whoosh. He worked for me a lot. And I'd wait for that moment because, you know, the audience played a huge part in that love. And they loved him. Last night, as you probably know, the documentary was on BBC Two, and I was out at dinner. And the texts I got from head of Sky Sports, "Oh, this is lovely." Someone else, "He was my dad's favourite, he was my favourite." Someone else saying, "Is there any end to this man's talents?" But it wasn't about his talents, it wasn't for me. It was about what he was, which was his talent. He was a fantastic actor. He could do more with a little look like that than anyone I've ever come across. If you want to see greatness, have a look at the bit with him and Les Dawson when he stands by the door and he lets Les Dawson do all the lines in the sitcom they do together. And it's not only funny, it's heartbreaking. Again, because it just gives to the other person. Again, he is love. Eric Sykes is love, was love. And you know, I wonder how you cope. How do you cope when someone goes? Eric was close to my family, and I got the word from Norma as I was travelling to my mum's funeral that Eric had gone. And that was huge for me. That was a biggie for me. But you know what? You cope because they've not gone. They're just there. Eric Sykes will never go. Have you ever met all you lovely people here tonight, standing in the sun? Have you ever met anyone who hasn't gone, "Oh, I loved him. Oh, I love him." Have you ever met anyone? With comedians, actors, writers, yep, some do that. "Oh, I loved him." And I think that's more than anything, on this wonderful sunny day, what we are celebrating today. The delicious Norma down here, Blondie, the Doris Day of 2014 down here, told me before we stepped onto these steps that he said to me, this is Eric, when we did the Spike unveiling, "I want to be there with him." And Norma said, "Leave it to me." And today, they are together. And every time I hear about them, I've just heard another story, I hear how close they were, how close he was to everyone. To me, who he worked with, who he worked for, and only for the last 20 years of his life. To me. But you can't I cannot tell you why I stand here in love with a football club. I can't tell you. I couldn't describe it. You can't dissect it. I cannot tell you what he had. I cannot. But he had it more than anyone this industry I have ever come across. My favourite lines he ever wrote, where towards the end he sent me a book, and it said, "Dear Bill, your surrogate dad misses you. Love, Eric, brackets, author," because he'd written it. He was a great. More than anything, and you know these words are used a lot in life, he was a genius. He was a creative genius. He was someone who brought something so special in the way that Judi Dench does, in the way that people cannot define it. It's indefinable. So proud of it, and I know you are. And you know what? He's not gone. He's here with the looks. He's here. God bless Eric Sykes.
With a big moment. Thank you, Norma, for organising so many friends and his family being here today. We've got Eric's lovely wife, Edith, his daughters, Kathy, Susan and Julie, his son David, who I work with, lovely David, and the grandchildren, Matthew, William, Thomas and Sophie. Eleanor couldn't be here today, and gorgeous George couldn't be here, but I want to mention his great grandson. So please, could you give a big round of applause to all the family? Shall we do a countdown?
Yes.
10,
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
and also could we give a special round of applause to Bill, who did a fantastic job.